Hey, how's it going guys? My name's Daniel, aka HashLips, and welcome back to the channel. And today I'm going to show you how to mint and create 10,000 artworks with basically minimal effort. Now, if you do not know about this channel, a lot of the followers already know I've been creating this art generative program since the beginning of time. And today is where we're going to optimize it. Now, I've noticed there's a lot of people, 900 stars, 700 stars on these two repos, like I said before, and I wanted to simplify it for us. The main issue with these two repos are that I make videos and other people go and they ask me to update the code, and so I did. The problem with that is nice README files came with it and all these cool things, but the videos got misaligned with what I was creating. Now we are going to rectify that. So if you are struggling with the art generative program, this is a great video to follow along. If you also want to see how we're going to do it differently and so much more easier, then stick with this video. So I've created a new repository, and this repository is called HashLips Art Engine. And from now on, this is what I'm going to refer this branch to. This art generative code is now going to be from now on referred to the HashLips Art Engine. So we are going to take this journey this year of improving this program, and I'm going to do it properly so it won't be misaligned in any videos. If you ever struggle, for instance, in today's video, we will be working with this release. So you notice that there's a tag button over here. If you go to github.com/hashlips/hashlips art engine, you can see that there's a tag over there, and you can also see there's an original release. In today's video, we are going to be focusing on the original release. So all you need to do is click on this button over there, or you can click on the tag. I don't want you to just clone the code from here, because the problem with that is it might be misaligned with future videos. So just click on this tag over there and then simply go to the version 1.0.0 and go and download the source code over there. Now I've already done that, and you can do this now and then follow along. Perfect. The next thing that you need to do is download Node.js. So go to nodejs.org/en/downloads, and then go and download this this LTS, right? The recommended one. I'm running Mac, so I will download it for this one. So you can click, and it's a simple installation process. After doing that, a lot of people have asked me, what IDE am I using? So I am using Visual Studio Code. You can go and download this Visual Studio Code for free. Visual Studio Code is a great IDE for just, development in general. So it's a good tool to have. Once you've got Visual Studio installed and you also have Node.js, just verify it. So you can go and open, obviously, your Visual Studio Code now that you have it, or any IDE would work perfectly fine. Next, what you want to do is verify that this works. So you can either open any terminal on your machine, which is usually this command prompt thing that pops up. Go and open it and type in node --version. All right. I've got version 14.17. Any version above 13 should work. So just make sure this comes up. If it doesn't, then you need to make sure that you reinstall Node. The next thing that you want to do is type in npm in any terminal, and you want to say yarn, like so. You can say I, which is an abbreviation for install, like so. So you can say npm install yarn. Once you do that, yarn will install on your machine, and then you also will have the yarn tool. All right, that's just something that people asked me about how to do. Next, what we're going to do is click on Visual Studio, and we're going to say open. And the next thing that we want to do is go to the desktop, find where this file is, and I wonder if I can extract it there. Let me extract it on my local machine first and then go and open it again. So go and extract this engine first from your zip that you just downloaded and then go and open it. Perfect. So now that all the layers are here, there's a very simple process that we can follow to make sure that this runs smoothly. The first thing is, right here at the top of your Visual Studio, there will be a button called Terminal, and you can just click on New Terminal. You can't see it here at the top of my screen, but just type in New Terminal over there so that it opens on your root file. All right. Next thing what you want to do is you want to install all the dependencies. What are dependencies? Well, in the package.json, we have got canvas, which is our first dependency and only dependency that we really need. So you can go in the terminal and run yarn add all. This is the first command that you can run, and you can optionally run npm I, and then that should work fine as well. Okay, remember I is an abbreviation for install. I'm showing you both tools because sometimes yarn works better than npm, and I like yarn, so I'm going to say yarn add all, and I'm going to say enter. This will download all the dependencies, aka the canvas dependency that we need, and then we will be all set. While this is busy downloading, let me quickly explain to you briefly how the folder structure works and the only thing that we need to change. I've made the program so simple now that anyone will be able to do this. Under folder structure, you'll see that there's a layers folder. You can open the layers folder and see that there's another set of different folders called background, bottom lid, eye color, and they go on. Now in these folders, there's just your regular images of the different layers of what you want to create. Now let's just take, for example, we've got a black background, we've got eye colors, which is a green, pink, purple. We've got eyeballs, which are red, white, and an iris. And then we've got the shine and also a top lids. Now, these are my folders, which will create an eyeball. Now, you can have your own different folders in layers, and keep in mind that the layers should come in a little bit of a sequence, but they don't have to be organized in this folder yet. We do that in the config file. So in order to set up the order of these layers, what you'll need to do, the only thing that you'll need to change, is open this src folder, go to the config.js, and you'll see that there's an object called layers order. In this layers order, this needs to correspond to each one of these layers inside of your layers folder. In here, the order is very important. You want to put the layer that comes first, for instance, the background, then the eyeball, then the eye color, iris, shine, bottom lid, and then the top lid. In your case, it might be different, so please work out your order first before you go and add this in. And also remember that the spelling of these names needs to be exactly the same as these folder structures, all right? Next, another side note that I want to mention, later on you'll see that there's metadata created. So in these folders, such as the eye color, you need to make sure that the actual way that you spell these out, .png, these are going to be the name attributes for each file, right? So your attribute will be eye color, and it will automatically select one. But it would, for instance, say your eye color is pink. It will take away the .png, so don't worry about that. But just make sure that you spell these how you want them to be portrayed in the metadata. Perfect. So now let's go ahead and actually run this. After you've set up your orders correctly, make sure you have them over there. The last attribute you can look at that's really important, I'll go over each one, but is the edition size. Now, let's say I want to make 10 images. So I change the edition size to 10. That's all I have to do. I have to remember to save this file. there's a little dot at the top that tells me it's not saved yet. On a Mac, you can press Command S to save. I think it's Control S on a Windows machine. But anyway, after that, come down here in your terminal again, and then you can run node space index.js. And once you run that, you will see a build folder will be created for us in this folder structure over there at the top. It should happen just in a second now. And then once that happens, the process of our creation has started. And there we go. There we've created 10 NFTs, and there's the build folder with the metadata. This is the big object. There's also a smaller object. So if I hit Command S, I have Prettifier on my machine. So it should actually beautify these things, but it's not doing it right now. But anyway, this is the metadata. And then you also get your images that's been generated down here in this folder. So every time that you run this command, it will remove the build folder and clean it out and create a new set. So when you want to create an NFT set, you need to make sure you have everything set in place and run it once. There is other attributes that I can discuss with you in this config.js, such as the unique DNA tolerance. The unique DNA tolerance is there to eventually fail the program if there's too many DNAs that keeps on finding matches, right? So eventually that means that you have too little folders specified. So let me create an example. I'm going to remove almost all of the layers over there and save the file. And then I'm going to change this tolerance to maybe 200. When I run the program down here, you'll see that it says DNA exists, and it goes on and on and on. And if it reaches 200, it will tell you that you need more layers in, or elements to generate 10 artworks. Okay. So all you need to do then is go and apply what I am telling you to do, is go and add more layers and elements, and you should be fine. So next step that we want to do is just look at this background object. Now, let's say I didn't have a background over there, and I also didn't have a toplet and a bottomlet. You can comment things out by putting 2 forward slashes in front of them, or if you're on a Mac, you can press Command / on each line. Anyway, I'm going to save this, just run it so you can see what happens. If I run this, you'll see that my eyes have these colors in the back generated. Now, in the config on this layers object, I can set this to false, and if I set this to false and I press Command S, then it means if I run it here at the bottom, node index.js, it means it won't have a background. So that means that this configuration will auto-generate a random color for you, which you can use. So if you want to set the brightness, just remember to put this back to true. You can set this to maybe 60, and we can generate a brighter color. So every time here in the terminal, just as a side note, if you click on the terminal and you press the up arrow, you will find the previous command that we ran. This might be helpful for rerunning this a few times. Anyway, if we look at our images now, you can see that it has a very sharp and bright background. Pretty cool. Anyway, I'm going to leave it like this and just show you guys how easy it is to implement your own collection now. I'm going to grab a collection that I literally haven't planned at all and show you how you can set up your own collection so that you feel comfortable doing it and making sure that you build your own stuff properly the correct way. All right. Now, the last thing I want to just also mention is the format. You can change the format to be 1000 by 1000. You can make it portrait, so you can also make it 1000 by 2000, depending on your artwork sizes. All my artworks are square, and that's why I work with these sizes. And the base URI is the base URI of your server. Remember, if you watch the NFT course, that's what you make this value. And the description is also going to be your description for your NFT. I'm going to show you how easy it is to use your own collection and artworks inside this program. All you need to do is have your folders ready and have some element attributes on them, such as the Nerdy Coder clone collection. I'm just going to use this as an example. I'm going to take these folders and drag them into the layers over there. So what I'm going to do is just everything from background to the bottom here, I'm going to delete. Going to move it to the trash, so this layer is empty. Next, I'm going to take a handful of my other layers and I'm going to drop it inside the layers folder over there. So let's close this build. Now we can see that I actually have a few elements that's in there. I can close this file and I now need to explicitly explain what these are, right? In this layer order. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on what needs to come first. I don't have a background, so I am just going to start off with the body. So I will start off with body. And just remember, I'm now typing everything lowercase, but you need to type it exactly how you would like it to show up in your traits. So if you look in the metadata, if I scroll here to the end, you can start seeing that I've got a trait, which is eye color, and it's red. So these take the file name. So just be cautious when you are setting up the configuration file and make sure that you want it to be the same as how you want it to be in the metadata. All right, let's carry on. So I've got my body. The next thing that I'm going to add is the clothing. Okay, and then the next one is going to be the clothing logo. After that, I have my eyebrows. I think eyebrows comes first. And then we've got the eyes. We got eyewear. And what else do we have? Let's put the mouth next. Let's put the nose. And lastly, I'm going to put the head wear. All right. And that's how easy it is. If I go now down here and I run node index.js, you'll see that my collection has just been created. So you guys, I'm not lying. This is the easiest version of this code that exists. There you go. It is pretty basic though. It doesn't have different rarities, but it does have the different properties. So it will actually show up in OpenSea once you upload these. But how cool are these characters now? Anyway, that was my explanation of how to use the code. I hope this was helpful for you guys, and I hope that you learned a lot. And please remember to go to this repo. And if you want to decide to follow along, then just make sure that you got the original release over there. That is the latest release. So I'm going to go and update the rest of these repos to point everyone to go to this new one because it is the latest one and I want people to go and use the correct version of the code. And we'll be expanding on it as we go along. Lastly, I just want to say thank you as always to the people who've sent me these NFTs. Now, someone has sent me a very weird picture that I cannot show on OpenSea and even on YouTube. So I'm just going to show you the ones I can. I just removed that one for the video. Apparently you can hide NFTs. But I want to say thank you for everyone's hard work and contribution and giving me these NFTs as a little gift to show me that you guys completed these courses. We have this new crypto cabs. We've got these nice starry looking, they're called Bulakla buds. All right. They're called the Bulaklak buds and they're pretty cool. Then we got the business punks. Why so serious? These look very nice. And then someone sent me all the pharaohs in the world, so I have to scroll, but these are famous Egyptian deities. Thank you for them. There's a lot of them though. Then we have crypto achievements, NFTs. Pretty cool. These remind me of like game items that you can get, like Minecrafty pixelated things, and I really like them for some reason. Then we have the cyber chip. These are these little eyeballs sitting in space, and they have these different themes going on with them. I also noticed I got a Denjo egg. And then also the Raccoon Land NFTs. These are pretty awesome. I like this one with the glasses. Very, 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 very awesome. And then we got the Octopunks. This one's brains are falling out. And then you guys have seen all the walruses, but I have to scroll down because someone also sent me the Gemma's Jams. And for some reason, sometimes the NFTs, they drop in weird orders. Okay, so I noticed some of you guys send me NFTs. Thank you so much for these. But sometimes I miss them because it doesn't order correctly. So thank you for the Candy Shack. All these cool NFTs. They really look nice, this fractal project. I want to mention something though. In my previous video, I skipped over this We Mint Washington. I clicked on this and I saw it the other day, and someone sent me a Twitter tweet saying that thank you, they appreciated my channel, and they sent me this NFT. They thanked me because there was 170 of these minted on their channel already. And here it is, the We Mint Washington. So I actually went to have a look at this collection, and I must say, congratulations, man. The last time I looked at this was at 400 items, and this collection is doing great. This person has created this collection, and they're selling it for $1 each. Obviously, it's on the Ethereum network, so you will pay those gas fees. But I think this is doing pretty well, and if you look at the rest of these artworks, I was pleasantly impressed with how cool they came out. Anyway, to end this video off, thank you for the 15 or 16, I think there's like 20 by now, people who own a nerdy coder clone. I always say that wrong, but the nerdy coder clones. Thank you so much for the people owning them. You can go and get them on this site if you don't own one yet. Lastly, guys, thank you so much for yet another session, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy this new minter. Please let me know how it goes. I hope that there's not as many issues that you guys have found in the previous one where you got stuck on Node.js and all these different things. I hope this is going to go smooth and that you're going to enjoy it creating more artworks. Have a nice day.